Welcome to week 12 of Kleschka Picks, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you're having a good day. What are you thankful for? Leave it down in the comments. I'm thankful for you guys, the Kleschka Crew, who watch all the videos, my family, my friends, and today we are wearing the Alvin Kamara jersey for the first time in Kleschka Picks because he's playing on Thanksgiving. Let's start with his team, the Saints, playing the Bills. Bills, what happened? Where were you? Jonathan Taylor was your daddy. He ran all over you. And the Saints, they played the Eagles, and the Eagles offense was ran all over by Jalen Hurts. This week, I think the Saints are dealing with so many injury problems. And the Bills, even though they have not been as impactful as they were at the beginning of the season, I still think with that they're more healthy than the Saints, and they're more impressive, and they got younger, more powerful talent than the Saints do. So I'm going to take the Bills and that offense getting back on track this Thanksgiving. Give them a big old turkey leg victory. I think the Bills beat the Saints 31-20. Bears and Lions. The Lions could have had a win last week. It was a close one against the Browns, but Cleveland was able to pull away with the victory. Same with the Bears. Close one against the Ravens. Playing a quarterback in his first career start, and he was able to put together a game-winning drive for the Ravens, and the Bears took that L, of course. Justin Fields was also injured in that game. I don't know the status of that injury. It's a short week also, so that might be really tough for them. But Andy Dalton is a solid veteran quarterback, and I think that Bears team should be able to get the job done against the Lions. The Lions have not looked impressive at all this season, except for DeAndre Swift. He's looked good, but I still think this week the Bears team altogether should be fine against the Lions, and they will enjoy a turkey leg 24-13. Raiders and Cowboys. The Raiders took a loss to the Bengals last week. This always happens with the Raiders. They start good, they get their fans' hopes up, and then they slam them to the ground as the season goes on. The Cowboys played the Chiefs. Dak Prescott was nowhere to be seen, and what I thought should have been a shootout was two teams trying to see who could play least worse. Now this week, I think the Cowboys will get back on track because, like I said, with the Raiders, it seems like it's always an uphill roller coaster and then the biggest drop as the season goes on. The Cowboys, they're kind of going back and forth ever since Dak came back from injury. It's like, oh, what the heck is going on? And it's like, oh, he's back. And it's like, where'd he go? And I think this week he'll be fine against the Raiders. And I think Dak Prescott on that offense gets reignited. I think they beat the Raiders 33-17. Buccaneers and Colts. The Colts got a big win last week thanks to Jonathan Taylor, putting his name in the MVP conversation as it should be. Every single year, everyone only thinks quarterback, but other players and other positions are dominating this season. There's a certain wide receiver out there that I also think should be talked about, but we're talking about Jonathan Taylor right now. 5 touchdowns last week, obviously the main and key weapon in that offense. And the Buccaneers, they had an easy one over the Giants, and that offense with all the weapons they have is very scary. But the Colts, I think, will give them some good competition this week. I think they could actually win. The defense is good for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor stepping up to be one of the best running backs in football, and Carson Wentz just has to play average, and that's good enough. But this week, I think for both of these teams, it'll be a close one. Brady, the veteran, Jonathan Taylor carrying this offense. I think Brady has enough experience and is good enough to where he can beat this Colts team, but I don't think it'll be easy. I think the Buccaneers win 27-23. Falcons and Jaguars. The Jaguars lost to the 49ers last week. That offense was going again. Deebo Samuel was a running back, and it was working. The Falcons couldn't get anything working. They put up a big goose egg. The Patriots defense was amazing, and the Falcons quarterbacks were not amazing. All of them, 3 of them, threw interceptions on back-to-back plays. Or passes, whatever. Either way, the Falcons offense is not hit. And I think Jacksonville should actually have it pretty easy this week. The defense, not the best out there for the Falcons. The offense has been struggling big time for Atlanta. So I think this will actually be a walk in the park for Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence. So give me Jacksonville beating Atlanta 24-10. Bengals and Steelers. The Steelers played a big close game with the Chargers, but they could not hang on late. And then you have the Bengals, who are absolutely having a ton of fun against the Raiders. That Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase connection. It is working, and it could be dangerous as more games go on. This week, I think the Steelers are going to fall again. I think Ben Roethlisberger's age is showing, and it's going to be hard to keep up with the young duo of Chase and Burrow. These two look amazing offensively, and Joe Mixon, you throw him in there for the run game, it's just another weapon to the offense that's going to be hard to stop. And I don't know the status of TJ Watt, but I think the offense of the Bengals is very strong, and I think the offense of the Steelers is going to struggle. And I think this week we got the Bengals winning 27-20. Titans and Patriots. The Patriots, are they back? I hope not. Their defense last week was amazing. A huge reason why they beat the Falcons last week. Mac Jones just had to play solid. That's all he had to do. He didn't have to do anything amazing because the defense was winning that game. And for the Titans, the offense was nowhere to be seen. Ryan Tannehill was turning over the ball like crazy. It's like without Derrick Henry, he can't succeed. And he lost to the Texans. The Texans? That's unbelievable. This week, I think with the defense being so good for the Patriots right now, it is going to be tough for Ryan Tannehill. If he was struggling against Houston, then it's going to be a terrible time against this Patriots defense. So I say struggles continue for Tennessee. I say the New England defense continues to play well, and Mac Jones just does good enough. That's all he's got to do. Maybe throw like 1-2 touchdowns. That should be good, right? And I think that the Patriots win 27-17. Panthers and Dolphins. The Dolphins got a win over the Jets last week. Not that hard, even though it was a close game. And he got the Panthers. Lost to the football team last week. But you can tell Cam Newton is really enjoying playing for his old team once again. I think this will be a close one this week. And I think Tua actually has one of the better games he's had all year this week. And I think Cam Newton will be right there keeping the game a competition. But I think Tua and the offense pulls out in the end and gets the victory. Maybe a game-winning touchdown. But give me the Dolphins beating the Panthers 23-16. Giants and Eagles. The Eagles ran all over the Saints last week. Jalen Hurts had a great game. They scored big points in that one. The Giants, they played the Buccaneers. Their defense did their best, but Tom Brady is Tom Brady, so that's really all I gotta say. This week, I think the Eagles are gonna have some struggles against this Giants defense because it's pretty good, but I think the lack of offense for the Giants is what's gonna kill them, and I think Jalen Hurts will be able to get the job done with his offense, and I think the Eagles win 24-20. Jets and Texans. The Jets lost to the Dolphins last week, and the Texans beat the Titans. Tyrod Taylor has been a solid option for them just in this season where they're trying to survive. I think this is going to be a shootout of just defenses playing terribly and the offense is just going nuts because both of these teams are bad, and I think that is going to show, and I think the offenses are just going to trade back and forth scores. This week, I think, though, Tyrod Taylor is the more experienced and veteran quarterback, and I think that is going to be the reason they win in the end. So give me the Texans winning 30-24. Rams and Packers. The Rams were on a bye week last week, and they needed it. The Packers, they lost to the Vikings. The Rams have been struggling in the second half, and I think that is going to show in this game because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go out there and he's going to play to his top elite level, and I don't think the Rams are going to be able to keep up. I think the longer the game goes on, they're just going to struggle and have trouble keeping up with Aaron Rodgers in that offense, and I think the offense is really going to explode here for Green Bay. The Rams, they have the weapons to do it, but I don't think they're as put together, have the best chemistry as the Packers do, and I think that is going to show, and I think the Packers win 31-24. The Vikings and the 49ers. The 49ers won last week. Big run game for them, and the Vikings won on a game-winning field goal against the Packers. Like I've said about the Vikings for weeks now, they're that thorn in the side, bro. Even if you win, they did not make it easy for you, just like it was for the Packers last week. The Packers lost to them. They were right there the entire time. And I think that'll be the case this week. I think the Vikings have a good enough defense to shut down the run game of the 49ers, because once you do that, you got to make them work to get it to Debo and George Kittle. And Jimmy Garoppolo has his games where he struggles, and I think he will struggle against the Vikings defense. And I think the Vikings offense will go off with Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. I think they win this one 27-20. Browns and Ravens. The Browns won last week, barely, and the Ravens won against the Bears with Huntley at quarterback. Lamar Jackson didn't even play. He led a game-winning drive. Devonta Freeman got the game-winning touchdown. And this week, if Lamar is playing or not, I think this offense is going to be fine. It should showed last week against the Bears, and the Bears are kind of on the same level as the Browns. So if Lamar Jackson's in there, I think it's easy. Easy dub. If it's Huntley, I think it'll be a little harder, but I still think the Ravens win. So give me the Ravens 31-17. Chargers and Broncos, I forgot to talk about them on video, but for this matchup right here, the Chargers, they won against the Steelers last week. Big game-winning play by Mike Williams. And the Broncos were on a bye week. This week, the Chargers offense, they give up a lot of points, but the offense is able to help out with that and score a lot of points. The Broncos, I do not think will be able to score a lot of points to keep up with them, and I think that will help the Chargers win this game. So give me Los Angeles winning 30-24. Finally, my Seahawks against the football team. The football team won last week against the Panthers, and the Seahawks, they played the Cardinals, and we lost to backup quarterback Colt McCoy. We have not looked good since Russell Wilson came back from his injury. Probably should have taken a few more weeks, and it has been showing on the field. It has been a lot of struggle for our offense, and I think that continues this week against that football team defense. It's pretty solid, and it's probably going to put a lot of pressure on Russell Wilson. So I think it's going to be another tough game to watch for me this week with my Seahawks. The offense of the football team is going to do good enough. And like I said, with the defense being pretty good, it's going to be a tough one for Russell Wilson. So unless he gets back to his old form, I think we lose this game. I think the football team beats us 24-20. If you made it to the end of this Kleschka Picks, here's what I would like you to do. If you can, if you want, every single year, Art does a big donation around this time of year, and this time he wants to give hygiene products to the homeless. So if you would like to help out, Art has this post. He has all his usernames for all these apps. If you would like to donate and help out, he'll be giving these hygiene products to the homeless. You know, I'll be doing it. Of course, Art is, and many other friends of his. So if you would like to help out, donate. Trust me, it'll be going to the hygiene products. He'll give them to the homeless. It would be a great cause. Like the video, subscribe, tell your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your pets, friends, your brother, sister, aunt, your uncle, everybody you know to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time.